To this day, 9 type combinations have still gone unused. While Legends Yay could give us new Pokemon for those type combos, which pre-existing Pokemon could fulfill the unused Pokemon types? We start with the first of 4 unused normal type combos, Normal Ice. Here are the ground rules I have for this video. We are only considering Pokemon who are currently monotype. That way, they could have a type added without consequence. We don't have a precedent set for a dual-typed Pokemon changing types, aside from temporary forms like Mega Evolution. So what would a normal Ice type look like? Normal type Pokemon are usually just relatively regular animals, including the most wholesome Pokemon to ever exist. Like and subscribe for the Lot Bunny Appreciation Super Squad. And Ice types are beings who manifest that element over their body. So my options for a normal Ice type Pokemon are the Beartic line, Ice-Q, and the Titan line. I think the Beartic line best fits the look of a normal Ice type. A precedent for this is set by Pyroar, a normal Fire type. There's nothing stopping Pyroar from being a mono Fire type, but I guess they just aren't fire enough, so the same logic could apply to the Beartic line. Similar logic is used for Ice-Q and the Titan line. Without their ice face, Ice-Q is just a penguin with a blue head. And let's be honest, Ice-Q just isn't a cool enough Pokemon. Finally, for Citado and Titan, they're just land whales. Which, okay, when I say it out loud, it doesn't sound normal. But if we can have a normal type dragon just for them being old, then we can have a normal type land whale just for the vibes. Next, let's creep and crawl around to find a normal bug type. The label of bug type is pretty self-explanatory.
Bugs! It's just bugs!
So my options for a normal bug type Pokemon are the Cricketune line, the Spidops line, and for a bonus option, Blipbug. While the normal type is mainly associated with normal animals, it's also the unofficial sound type, with many sound-based Pokemon and moves being normal types. So the sound-based Cricketune line would feel right at home. Need I remind you? But a little more creative option is the Spidops line. The Spidops line are known for weaving their threads, or in other words, their silk, reminding me of the normal type move boosting item, the Silk Scarf. And for our bonus option, we have Blipbug. I'm normally gonna stick with fully evolved Pokemon. It'd be a cop-out for a new type combo to be on an unevolved Pokemon, since that Pokemon might not even have it anymore when they evolve. But as long as we do have a fully evolved normal bug type, Blipbug could be added as an honorary normal bug type. It would nicely show the progression from average nerd to super genius. Now let's go on a roll for a normal rock type. Rock type Pokemon are generally just sentient rocks and stones. Just take a look at their poster child. My options for a normal rock type are the Sudowoodo line, the Lycanroc line, and Cloth. All 3 of these are a stretch and rely on the Pyroar logic. Sudowoodo's whole thing is trying to act like a normal tree, and Bonsly will only evolve if they know Mimic, a normal type move. The Lycanroc line would really just be rock type Pyroar, a mammal with the traits of an elemental power. The same would go for Cloth, who in all honesty really doesn't look like a rock type at second glance. Next, let's iron out some ideas to find a normal steel type. Steel type Pokemon come in 2 categories: a creature with metal plating or some sort of robotic being. And my only option for a normal steel type is the Berserker line. Yeah, I don't really think there's many good options for this type combo. Galarian Meowth came from Cantonian Meowth living with savage seafarers. So if Meowth's fur just became harder and more steel-like, then realistically, they should still be normal type underneath. Yes, Alolan Meowth and Persian aren't normal type, but there are dark types who are just normal animals. What makes them not normal type is them being particularly mean. But as I said, steel types are usually just animals with metal plating, which perfectly describes Pokemon like Berserker. But with that, we're done with the normal type combos. Our first of the non-normal type combos is Fire Fairy. Fire types are usually creatures who manifest fire somewhere on their body, and fairy types are usually cute fey creatures, typically colored pink. My options for a Fire Fairy type are the Ninetales line and Dachshund. In my opinion, Ninetales has always been deserving of a secondary type. Their various dex entries mention Ninetales having having mystical powers, whether that means being the incarnation of 9 powerful wizards, or cursing anyone who dares to touch one of their 9 tails. Psychic would have fit, but I guess Gen 1 had enough Psychic types. Dark would have fit, but Houndoom was already being made. And Ghost would have fit, but Ninetales didn't get Shadow Ball until Gen 8. So the next best thing is the Magical Fairy type. And I should add now that I'm mainly going off vibes. I'm not considering if these Mon can actually learn moves of these types. Besides, if Ninetales became a Fairy type in Gen 6, then they'd know Fairy moves. Secondly is the Dash Bun line, but not Fido. Fido would remain Mono Fairy type. That's because the Fire type would only be added upon evolution, when the uncooked dough is heated up to become Dash Bun. And Dash Bun's well-baked body ability is similar to Flash Fire, increasing Dash Bun's defense stat when hit with a fire move, so Dash Bun can harness the fire that was used to cook them offensively. Next, let's cool down and give a big belch to find an Ice Poison type. So we have to find a Pokemon who can manifest the Ice element and is based on an animal that's either poisonous or venomous. And my Arceus, this one was hard. The only Pokemon I felt could kind of work as an option is Vanillux. Now the best option would have been Sneasler. Makes sense, Weepao was already Ice type, but Sneasler's already Dual typed, so they're not an option for this video. So why is Vanillux my option? Well, there's spoiled ice cream and how Vanillux learns acid armor. Yeah, that's about it. Meanwhile, other ice or poison types don't feel like they'd fit both. And hey, Vanillux has 2 heads, kinda like Weezing, right? Hey, you find me a better ice poison type option. Now I'm determined to find a sparkly ground fairy type. Man, I'm funny. Ground types are usually animals who live within the ground, so are there any cute pink Pokemon who fit that description? The only option I found was Mudsdale. Sure, Mudsdale might not be traditionally cute, but another characterization of fairies is how good-natured they are, and Mudsdale's dex entries often discuss how helpful they are. From being able to drag 10-ton loads for 3 days and nights straight, from the mud they produce being good for house construction, pretty in line with many of the fairy type Pokemon who help people. And hey, we could do with more non-pink overly cute fairy types. Next, let's creep and crawl into the Dragon's Gate for a bug dragon type. If bug types are bugs, just bugs, then dragon types are dragons, just dragons. Honestly, why haven't we had a bug dragon type yet? The ideas just write themselves. Do I even need to say our main option? It's Flygon. Flygon is based on an antlion, a bug who looks like a dragonfly. It was literally right there. Now, the ground typing does make sense too, making Flygon the poster child of Pokemon who could have 3 types. It would help with Garchomp stealing Flygon's thunder in the games after, but other Pokemon I think could be Bug Dragon are Scyther and Agonadel. Much like Flygon, they're insectoid reptiles, so if they weren't already dual typed, they could have been Bug Dragon. Finally, let's throw some stones to lift our spirits for a Rock Ghost type. We know rock types are sentient rocks or animals with rock traits, and then ghost types are, well, take a guess. My options for a Rock Ghost type are the Cofagrigus line, the Cursula line, and Garganacl. The Cofagrigus line might have the weakest reasoning here, but not only do they live in temples, but Yamaska's mask might be made of stone. For the Cursula line, I know they're based on dead coral, hence why they aren't water type like Corsola. However, just because the coral's dead doesn't mean it's not there. It's even said you'll become stiff as stone if you touch their body. And since Cursula still earns plenty of rock moves, they could still work as a rock type. Finally, Garganacl could work as some sort of possessed stone structure. Yes, Garganacl's purifying salt ability would likely work against this, but a friendly ghost helping take down evil spirits is a common trope. But before we end off, here are some quick honorable mentions. Sableye and Spiritomb are more Pokemon who could have 3 types. Sableye has gems all over their body and Power Gem is a rock move, and Spiritomb is confined to a stone. But now, the most egregious example of a Pokemon not being rock ghost. Why are Sandygast and Palossand ground type? Sandstorm is a rock type move. Sand itself is just a bunch of teeny tiny coarse rocks that get everywhere. Why are they not rock type? And there you have it, folks. Pokemon who can fulfill the unused type combinations. What did you think about the options I found? What Pokemon do you think could fill out the unused type combinations? Which of these type combos do you hope Legends EA will give us? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to join the Lot Bunny Appreciation Super Squad today, and become a member if you're interested. It's only $2 a month. Have a nice day, you wonderful people. Aside from temporary, the Spidops line are known for reminding me of the normal type move boosting item, the Sylph Scar. Sick. The Sudowoodo line, the Lycanroc line, and Quawo. All three of these are a stretch and rely on the Steel type Pokemon come in two but as I said, Steel types are usually which perfectly decide. Besides, if Ninetales become increasing, but another characterization of pretty in line with the the Cofagrigus line, the Corsola the Cofagrigus line might have the weakness. It's even said you'll become Sableye has gems all over their why are Sandygas and Palosound